Hi, thank you for giving us this interview for Enlace Judío. And my first question is, why are you in Mexico?
I'm here in Mexico to learn about the community, to get acquainted with the leaders, with the people that live here. This is my first time here in Mexico City and in the Jewish community. I'm working in the Jewish agency in the partnership division, and my work is building partnerships between communities in the diaspora and regions in Israel. And one of the partners that I work with is partnerships is between the Eshkol region and the Mexican Jewish community. This visit is an opportunity to learn about what we've done already and how we can build more programs, more ways to connect between the Jews from here and in Eshkol.
Okay. Do you plan to visit around Mexico, the tourists?
I'm focusing in this trip to get acquainted with the Jewish community. So most of the time, I'm moving from one school to a Jewish establishment and so on. But of course, I can't not see what's around me. And I will also, the last couple of days, I plan to do a little bit of touring. If I had more time, I would have loved to stay. I can say that one of the reasons why I'm hurrying back to Israel is because my daughter is being drafted to the army next Thursday, and I want to make sure that I'm back in Israel before, so I spent some time with her.
How do you find the young leaders in our community?
So first of all, I can say that I'm comparing the youth and the leaders here to some other places that I've worked with in Israel. I've worked with leaders, with Jewish leaders in England, in the UK, and in North America, and I think there's a few things that are very clear about the people here, the leaders and the people generally in the community, is that they're very connected to being Jewish. Most of them are part of the Jewish community, and that they have a very strong connection to Israel. I'm finding it fascinating to see how a huge part of their life is around being Jewish, in this environment where they can choose if to be Jewish and to be part of the Jewish community. I think it's very important. I'm still getting to learn about the challenges that they have. It's very clear that, like any community, there are challenges, but I can see the commitment to be part of the community and to find the meaning of being part of the community.
How does your program from Eshkol works with the Mexican youth movements?
Okay, we have today, our core connection is the summer Madrichim counselor program that we have from Eshkol to the camps here in Mexico. We bring usually two young counselors, either ones that have just graduated from high school or ones that have just finished the army service, and they come to be part of the machaneh, of the camp, and that's our focal point. We also are trying now to expand it, to connect more and more of the gap year, the people that go to Israel for hachshara, to spend time in Eshkol and to get to know the people in the region. Another significant part of our partnership today is the school connections. All the schools today from the Jewish community here in Mexico spend time in Eshkol during the summer, during their Israel trip, when they come between grade 9 and 10. And we're now building more programs for those that will stay based on home hospitality. I can say that overall, the way to assess our success is by bringing more and more members of the Jewish community in Mexico to stay in homes of people of Eshkol, and vice versa, getting more people from Eshkol to come and spend time at homes in Mexico. I can tell you that from my visits, a lot of people have approached me and tell me about their meaningful experience when they hosted somebody or somebody hosted them. And that's what really makes the connection strong and also for long term. Because if I invite somebody to my house, they're not a stranger anymore. And if I stay with their, so that's what really makes the connection.
Mm-hmm. Why the Israeli government does not inform the press on time over the Bellic news and let the Palestinian alternate distort the news in their favor?
Yeah. This is a very frustrating situation that you're describing, and as I said in the beginning of the conversation, I'm not a government spokesman, so I'm not going to say sort of the lines of the government. What I have seen is that the reality is that Israel is trying to give that information. We can always argue if it's doing it well or could do it better, but the sad reality, and I'm saying this because this is what I've seen for too many years, is too often, is that the government, that the publicity, the media, is not really interested to hear the narrative, and it doesn't let the facts trouble them. They want to share a story. And even when it does give the facts, it gives it in a way that sort of manipulates the story. Too many times, a report would start by saying Israel attacked so and so Palestinian, and then at some point in the report they would say earlier to that an attack was done by Palestinians. So the easiest thing to do is to complain about the Israeli government and to say they're not doing their job. But and probably we could always improve what is done and what the story is told. But I think that the reality is that there's a lot of people out there who don't like us and are trying to draw a negative story, and we need to focus on what we can do, and there's enough space for us to do that, and we need to be optimistic and positive, and that's at least my approach, and I think that it's the healthiest approach for us as Jews, because it's not good for us always to be frustrated. To continue telling the story in our circles and to be able to and open to share it with others, and whoever wants to listen will listen, and hopefully at some point it will change, and I do hope also that one day the Palestinians will understand that this propaganda is actually against them, because they're telling a terrible story about themselves, and it's really not helping them build even something that they want, and I hope that will help also change.